Welcome back, everybody. You're watching Cab Rugby TV. Nice to have you with us. Just before the break, we were talking about just how close our Club Rugby League is, in fact, this year. Jerome, you would, of course, I don't know if you want to latch on to what Faisal was saying there, but going back to your comment about or the Villagers Durbell game, it was really a battle. I suppose if one just puts it like that. And then we look at the Helderberg-Tygerberg game, it was really a battle. You look at the match between Brackenfell, and we're going to take a look at those highlights, Brackenfell and Unil, it was a battle. There's no guarantee. None of those matches were, even though we got a barometer that gives us a prediction, none of those games really are any foregone conclusions.
Yeah, look, if you look at the scores, yeah, it looked like Tygerberg got a hiding, but 10 minutes before time, it could have been anybody's game.
Yeah.
The same with Durbell. Looks like they got a hiding, but obviously discipline let them down. But also 10, 12 minutes before time, it's a 5 point in the game. So if Durbell could have scored, it could have been the other way. If Tygerberg could have scored, it could have gone the other way. So great results. And also the same with Hamlets in Falsby is the same. It was tight till the end.
Well, the thing that I was also heading towards, and maybe we'll talk about it a little bit later in the course of the show, is I'm almost at that point now where I'm not measuring we know the success of the top 10, 12 teams in any league. Super League A, Super League B, Southern League, Northern League. We know how well the teams are doing. And every year over the last 15 years, 10 years, 5 years, we see this steady progress. The increase in coaches' skills, the increase in media skills, the increase in video technology, the increase in making your facilities work. All of these kind of things has completely, every year, just lifted club rugby up, up, up. Having said that, so because of that, because we see, in my opinion, because we see, and most people maybe are not going to like what I have to say here, but let's just go on another angle. Because we see that the clubs are now at a first team level are playing fantastic rugby, I would like to see, well, let's take a look at your second team results. How are you doing as a club? We know that you're going to do well as a first team. You're probably going to find some players, you're going to find some managers, and you've got your facilities locked down. Everything's going well. Everything's going well on the measurement of the first team for all the clubs. I think all the clubs, whether you're winning or losing at the moment, it's not a fair reflection to say, well, I didn't win the league, because we know that all the clubs are doing well. It's such small margins, like Faisal was saying. Now we go one down, we say, well, let's take a look at your second team. Jerome, your thoughts on that?
That's a good one. I mean, I haven't thought of that, but that's obviously your depth, and you can almost see what the next season's going to look like. If you look at the results of the second teams, like you were saying, Durbell second team give Villagers a hiding, and the under-20s give Villagers under-20s a hiding. So you can see the depth that Durbell have, and something, the focus is maybe too much on the first team. So what's going to happen next year if they lose players? You have to go back to your second team. So I don't know how they operate that, but that's a true reflection of your club also.
I don't know, Faz, if you want to jump in.
I think it's important. I think if you look at it from our side, we talk about operational side of things and that, like I said earlier on, the one key thing is the format of the competition, the excitement of the competition and that. And I think if you look at it currently now, like you said, bottom three, top three, that's what we look at doing. It's creating the excitement. It's never about who's winning. And I think when we look at club rugby, I think that's the same approach that we also need to look at, in the sense that it's never just about your first team. It's about the club as a whole, the community as a whole, in terms of the players coming through. The one time we had a thought, if you look at, maybe at the end of the season, something to look at is, have a combined sort of log for your first, second, third, and under 20. So we can actually see exactly when you look at the log.
Fantastic idea.
And actually see
who's the winner.
Who's actually the overall winner.
I mean, we're going to start running out of time here, but I would like to go a step further, and let's do another barometer, a calculation on your club membership. And we give you a score for how long your player has been a member at your club. So if your player has been, and then we start ranking you. we're not going to rank you according to your points. So I'm playing a little bit of devil's advocate. But we'll give you 10 points if a club player has been with you for more than 2 years. We'll give you another 10 points if your club player has been with you for 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, etc.
And then give a club 20 points if there's a player who played 100 games for the club.
Well, I'll go one step further. I'll give you another 50 points if your coach comes from the area of the club. So that will change. Folks, let's take a look now at the match between False Bay and Hamlets. At least Brackenfell and Unimil, first half. Right, folks, of course, Brackenfell, Unimil. Jerome, you've got about 20 seconds to give me your opinion before we take a look at what's happening at MChem 24-hour pharmacy, and then, of course, we're going to come back and take a look at the second half. Your thoughts?
Yeah, look, I think Milnerton were leading the first half, and which they should, because they were pretty much in control of the game. Good, almost like a pushover try there with the forwards. And they had one opportunity to score for line-out also. So, yeah, but I could see that Milnerton, like the first half, they were pretty much in control of that game.
Yeah, well, that's sort of what I think a lot of people were expecting. Milnerton, of course, sitting now at the top of the log, but we'll talk about that after the break. Right, folks, well, of course, as you know, MChem 24-hour pharmacy on the corner of N1 and Durban Road is on board with Cape Rugby TV. Also on board with Western Province Rugby and the Western Province Rugby Stormers. In fact, if you pop around to MChem, you're quite likely to bump into one of the Stormers players. But if you need any products, then, of course, MChem should be your first place to go to. There you see MChem behind me now in all its glory. It's very easy to see off the N1. Multiple zones at MChem. Of course, upstairs there's a fantastic coffee shop. There's a travel clinic. There's a spa where you can do your nails, manicures and pedicures. Downstairs are the dispensaries, the surgical and orthopedic zones. And there's always a qualified nursing sister on duty to help you. So if it's the middle of the night and you need some help, then MChem is where you go. If you're looking for a product, then it's MChem is where you go. And the fantastic thing about folks about MChem is that they're always there for you. And if they don't have something, they will find it for you. That's, of course, MChem 24-hour pharmacy on the corner of N1 and Durban Road. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll carry on taking a look at the match between Brackenfell and Unimil. Back in a sec.